Call here, man. I don't want to wait till morning. Like, I get the idea. I'm gonna go ahead and give my thoughts on the game now. So yeah, that is Castlevania 2. Oh boy, oh boy. This is not as fun as Castlevania 1 at all. So, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're only catching this post-talk thing, just to summarize, basically, yeah, so Castlevania 1 is a very straightforward, like, platforming game where you're just, like, going through the levels, fighting the monsters. You have to, like, get the monster patterns and, like, you know, basically reach the end without taking too much damage and try to gather as many items you can to make your life a little easier. It's straightforward, and that's why I think that first game still holds up well, because it's still, at the end of the day, a very good platforming game at everything. Castlevania 2, though, this game is way less focused as a video game than the first one was, without a doubt. Like, it's trying to outdo the first one by not only having the platforming from the first one, but also trying to feature a hint system so you can, like, figure out how to, like, solve puzzles in a way. Then you have to, like, go to, like, certain towns to gather items. Like, on paper, all of this sounds really cool, but it has a lot of flaws. Like, first off, is the day and night system. I think it's cool on paper. Again, like, there's a lot of good things about this game that are good on paper, but because both of the age of the game and because I don't think they could implement it that well, just a lot of it just doesn't really come off all that great. Like, day and night happens way too fast, and you have no idea of knowing when day or night happens. And then if you're at night, you're pretty much stuck waiting for it to go back to morning if you're trying to do shopping, like I was trying to do before I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm just gonna start talking about this game. Yeah, and then the hints are so obtuse as to be gibberish. So that you literally, I feel like if you're going to do this game today, if you were really just wanted to push through Castlevania 2, you would need a guide, because I cannot figure out how to do this. When Castlevania 1, you know what you're doing. You're just trying to get to the end of the level. You're learning as you go. There's nothing else you need. But with Castlevania 2, like, I feel like I can't do this game without something with me to, like, let me know where I'm going. You also don't have a map, so you're getting, like, hints about these towns that you have to go to, but you don't know what the town is, because there's, at least as far as I've seen, you can correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone who's more familiar with this game, but I didn't see any signage telling me where a certain town was. You just kind of have to go to the towns and guess for yourself where anything is, and that's very to me. And the levels aren't really well designed. They just throw a whole bunch of enemies at you. And they traded in actual platforming. Like, the first game was more focused on its platforming. This one just kind of puts you into, like, a lot of random areas and will increase the difficulty by just having enemies thrown at you instead of actually making, like, actual platforming levels. It's not as good as the first one in that regard. Like, they really did just trade in all the good level design from the first one and just try to put into a whole bunch of ideas that I don't think really worked for this game. It's very much the prototype to what Castlevania would become, which is more open games where you are exploring more and going around to find optional stuff to get items, to get weapons that will better help you complete the game. But this second game, it's not focused yet. They're not there yet. This is very much a whole bunch of ideas that just didn't quite stick together, and it just really didn't come out that entertaining to me. I don't think this game holds up. Castlevania 1, definitely worth your time playing if you enjoy platforming games. This one, unless you have a guide and you're just a diehard fan that really just wants to go through the series, I really can't recommend this one. Like, I didn't have a good time with Castlevania 2 the same way I did with Castlevania 1. Yeah, sorry to say that, but yeah, this one doesn't hold up nearly as well as the first one. Would love to give 3 a chance to one day though, because I hear that's like the hardest one. But if that's more levels compared to this game, which is just kind of like doing a whole bunch of different stuff and without being fleshed out, then, you know, I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Castlevania 2. And yeah, what a horrible night to have a curse indeed. Oh man, I now wonder if people are using that meme because they actually generally find it funny, or if it's just to remind them of their suffering. Because every time I saw what a horrible night to have a curse, I couldn't even laugh anymore. It just got painful. It just wasn't even, like, entertaining. I was like, oh my god. Especially this last one. Right as I got to the town, ready to go buy some items, and they said, what a wonderful night to have, what a horrible night to have a curse. And I felt my soul just die. Just right then and there. Oh, and I just realized I'm looking at the screen now, I don't even have enough money to get that Thorn Whip I was gonna get. So even if I had waited till morning, it wouldn't have been good anyway. So that's where we're at. It's just, yeah. Castlevania 2, play one. Just play one, people. If you're gonna play a Castlevania game. Alrighty. But yeah, that's gonna